This is huge. The Florida Panthers made some big statements last night that will keep their opponents shaking in their skates if they meet in the playoffs. I'll tell you what those statements were, as well as head coach Paul Maurice is climbing up the charts of yet another big-time NHL coaching statistic. I'll tell you what that statement is, and there's a player on the Florida Panthers who just scored his first career goal as a Panther. I'll tell you who he is and everything else coming up on this episode of Panthers Digest. And guys, click that subscribe button down below because you need to stay in the know when it comes to your defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. When it comes to news, stats, injuries, pre- and post-game analysis, you're going to need to know what's going on. So click that subscribe button down below. Well, last night, the Florida Panthers beat the Detroit Red Wings, 3-1 in convincing fashion. What's more impressive is in the last 16 games at home, the Florida Panthers are 14-2, outscoring their opponent by 32 goals. Eye-popping numbers. But what is even more impressive is Sergei Bobrovsky in his last 13 games at home is 11-2. He's stopping 94% of his shots and a 1.3 goals against average. The man is just getting better and better as the season is going on, and it couldn't happen at a more important time of the season, 3 games before the playoffs start. And I'll tell you who they're going to face in those last 3 games and how he has fared against those teams coming up in just a little bit. But what I really love about Bobrovsky is that he shows no fear. He doesn't show any signs of slowing down even at his age. So one thing I want to point out about last night's game, what I want to point out about last night's game are the team stats. The Panthers controlled the game all the way. After that first goal was scored by Detroit, it was the Panthers the whole time. 31-23 shots. They out-hit them by 17, which they usually do against all the teams that they face. They were 1-for-1 on the power play, was even for faceoffs. I mean, the Panthers showed up. You could tell they're getting healthy because the chemistry is back. The special teams is playing better. The defense is better. They're blocking shots now. They're taking away possession from the other team. They're looking like the Panthers of old. That losing streak they just had, it's in the past. They forgot it. Thank goodness. And let's look at Bob's numbers. Holy cow, look at that. 96% saves percentage, guys. 1 goal allowed. He's playing great hockey right now, man. Between those pipes, he's a brick wall. And I love it. I love our chances right now to potentially move up the standings more and have that home ice advantage going against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Do they have the possibility of possibly winning? I double possible there. But I'm just so excited because Bobrovsky's just playing so well. It just gives the Panthers a better chance of possibly, again, winning the division. It's slight, but it could happen. But they need a lot of help from the Toronto Maple Leafs losing. But Bobrovsky's just playing this unbelievable hockey in between the pipes. He looks like he could stop anything. And I love it. That's why I'm at a loss for words. I keep tangling up my sentences and repeating words because it's just exciting to see how he is playing. Because the beginning of the season was a disaster for him. He was only stopping 89% of his shots, allowing over 3 goals per game. It looked like a disaster season, but it ended up turning back around, and he's looking like that 2-time Vezina winning goaltender. I want to give you some more stats, though, so hang in there with me when it comes to Bobrovsky. Since February 1st, home and away. Now, these numbers are a little misskewed because of his record. He's 12-7 since February 1st, but these are the numbers that are great. 1.87 goals against average and a 92% save percentage. Great numbers when you are heading to a playoff push to try to get home ice advantage. Like I said, I like our chances in these last 3 games if Bobrovsky's between the pipes. Now, let's talk about those matchups. Tomorrow night, they have a game against the Buffalo Sabres, then they play the New York Rangers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm going to tell you his numbers against these teams. Right now, he's 1-0. He's won his sole matchup against the Sabres. Okay? He saved 93% of those shots and allowed 2 goals. Will he play, though, is the question. Let's see. For goaltenders, it's about keeping them between the pipes, keeping them rolling, keeping them hot heading into the playoffs. So let's cross our fingers he does stay between the pipes for these last 3 games. But with Paul Maurice, who knows what he has in mind for his players. If Bob has one off game and he does play, he might be rested. We'll see. We'll see. But I do like their chances. If they're able to win these games, head into that last game against the Tampa Bay Lightning, put up the W, get those points, and move ahead in the standings, get that home ice advantage, and that's where the danger is for any team that Florida faces. If they have home ice advantage, Florida clearly has a better shot to win the series if that is the case. Even if they're not having home ice advantage, I still like their chances to win any series against any team because all they have to do is win 1 game away. And we all know in the NHL, an 8 can beat a 1, a 7 can beat a 2. When it comes to playoff seeding, it doesn't matter. That 1 game away needs to be won by the away team. That is it. That doesn't have home ice advantage. All right. New York Rangers, guys. First game, he won 3-1. Second game, he won 5-3. First game, 96% save percentage. Game number 2, 91% save percentage. And by the way, in that first game against the New York Rangers, that was his 400th win of his career. So as we move forward now and we look at the Tampa Bay Lightning, well, 1-1 on the season. 2.03 goals against and a 93% save percentage with 1 game remaining, as you see on the schedule here. I like our chances. His numbers are solid. Really solid, guys. So I am excited to see what will happen there. So as we're moving forward now, we have to look into what are the matchups looking like when it comes to the other teams on the other side in the Metropolitan Division, as well as where are we going to be once this is all over in the regular season? Can the Panthers outplay Toronto? Because Toronto has this ability to not play well when Bobrovsky's between the pipes. Bob is 3-1 against Toronto this year. 1.77 goals against, almost a 93% save percentage. The series is over already. And Bob has played great in all of those games. Now, when it comes to the Metropolitan Division, the games are kind of scary for the Panthers. They have not had the best of luck against these teams. Against Carolina, 1-1, 2.55 goals against average, and a 93% save percentage. Not terrible numbers, pretty good. But 1-1, it's going to be scary because the Carolina Hurricanes, I got into football mode for a second. The Carolina Hurricanes have a very good squad, and they could throw up 5 or 6 goals in a game. Easily. And it's a scary thing to see. But again, if Bob is playing as hot as he is, I like our chances. Now, Washington is scary. We're 0-1. 4.14 goals against average, and we're only stopping 83% of the shots. But one thing I want to tell you about New Jersey as well as Washington, those games, the Washington game happened in February, and the game against the Devils happened in November for Bob. So that's way in the past, guys. And we have to remember, he's gotten hot as of late. So had we gone up against them, that could change. The way that Bob has played, I bet he could have put up a better fight in terms of stopping a lot of those goals. I just see Bob he's just too great in between the pipes right now. The Panthers are rolling. The team is getting healthy. And that is what I'm so excited about heading into the playoffs and into these last 3 games of the season. I see us winning out, beating the Lightning in the last game of the season, being 1 point better than them, and having home ice advantage. The numbers just show it statistically when Bob is between the pipes, guys. That is it. It's pretty simple. So, with all that said, that was a lot to get off, man. I feel better. I can calm down a bit, but I'm not going to because I love the fact that this Panthers team is heading into this postseason healthy and ready to go. That brings me to this. Take a look at this, guys. This man
Forsling got back
just scored
attempt.
his first goal as a Panther. That is Brad Marchand, and you can see his fellow teammates were ecstatic for him to score his first goal. Yes, he only has 1 on the season. He's got 2 assists in 8 games. But what I love is that could be the spark that he needs to get his career going as a Panther. It's a difficult adjustment going from the Bruins to the Panthers because the coaching is different. The way the lines are is different. Everything changes in the game of hockey when you go from one team to another. There's a lot that needs to be learned on how offenses run, how defenses run, the lines. Everything is a change. It's an adaptation that these players have to go through. There's a period of time that it takes. But that goal right there, that goal right here, looks like the Brad Marchand of old. Look at that. Stick. Boom. Quick. Right over the glove. Awesome. Just awesome. So I'm excited for the playoffs to start so he could team up with Tkachuk and Bennett. That's going to be something for teams to be shaken in their skates for, guys. And that's what I'm trying to tell everybody today. Teams need to fear the Panthers because of their ability of winning at home. Because of the newly acquired players that they traded for before the trade deadline. Because of their health. That is a scary thing for opposing teams to think about if you're playing the Panthers at home or away. So I want you all to really sit back and think about that one. And what I really am excited about too, guys, is I can't wait for Paul Maurice, Mr. Third most wins all time, guys. Good job. Coach Paul Maurice, 915 wins. He's only got 2 guys ahead of him. Joe Quenneville, who's got 969, and Scotty Bowman with 1,244. Well done, Coach. Third most wins all time in the NHL. Quite an accomplishment. And I want to say, this is what a great coach, this is how the best coaches in the league, they stick with it. He was gone for a bit. Looked like he was going to be done coaching, came into the Panthers, won a Stanley Cup. He looks like he is in it to win it for a longer period of time than what I think a lot of people were putting out there. He's going to be the coach for this team for a while. That should give a lot of Panthers fans comfort because he is one hell of a coach, guys. Just look what he's done this year. Look what he did last year. And this is what he had to say. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. This is what he had to say about winning 915. It's not about him, guys. It's about the team. That's it. I love this guy. It's about the team. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen with this team come the playoffs. You have to excuse me there. I had a couple miscues with my buttons there, but this Panthers team, man, it is exciting to watch right now, and it's coming down to the wire. Tomorrow night, we have the Buffalo Sabres. After that, the New York Rangers, and a big-time matchup against the Tampa Bay Lightning that could decide who's going to have home ice advantage in round 1 of the playoffs. Big 3 games for this team. I'm excited. You should be excited. Oh, man. I can't believe we're almost at the 82-game mark, but let's put it this way. The Panthers are looking great. They're going to be healthy. Bobrovsky looks fantastic. The coach is ready. Marchand has his first goal. Nothing could go better for the Panthers right now other than this. Repeating as Stanley Cup champions. And they have a darn good shot of being able to do that this year with the squad that they have and the role that they're going to be on heading into the playoffs.